Hey friends, this is Stamp with shoot, let's try this again. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. A little flustered today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California. I'm usually on at 1 o'clock on Mondays, but my husband kind of kidnapped me today, and we went out to the desert at Anza Borrego, which is east and south of here in San Diego, and walked around places. I can't even tell you exactly where we were. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere, and we went to find these really cool petroglyphs. So that's why I'm coming late, and I'm all a little bit flustered, and my hair and the rest of me looks kind of like crap, but here we are, because I have some really cool Valentine's cards that I want to share with you. So before we get going, just want to remind you, it is everybody's favorite time of year. It is celebration. Hey Joyce, glad you could join me. Glad you found me even though I'm on late. So celebration, if you don't know, is free product. We love free product. And you buy $50 or $100 worth of product from either the January through June catalog or the regular annual catalog, and you get free stuff. It's free. This time it's just stamps and paper. Sometimes they have embellishments, and hopefully they'll bring it back again for a second round of free stuff celebration later in the summer. But for now, it's January, February. I don't think I'm using any free stuff today because we're making Valentine's, and I thought we'd get going a little bit early. I had a class at my house over the weekend, and these are some of the ones that we made, so hopefully you'll enjoy them. And then the other things I wanted to show you is, if you're a demonstrator now, you can get this new little suite that they're calling All Together. And it is a suite with, well, hold on. Let me just turn you down and I will show you what it's a suite with. So, whoops, here you go. So here is the suite, and it has in it a stamp set and a matching dies with these cute little hands and some sayings and matching dies, and and some matching paper. The other exciting thing is that it has these 10 skin tone markers. Sorry, the lighting, I'm just not used to being on in the evening. I'm usually on during the daytime, and it looks like my lighting I do have this other little light that might help. Is that better? Hopefully I'm not blocking anything, but that should help a little bit. Anyway, so it's got these skin tone markers, and I don't have these yet. I'm really actually looking forward to these, and being able to make more skin tones. If you can see here on these samples, it's light and dark, and they've got shading in there, and I think that's just really going to be wonderful for all of us. Okay, so I promised you Valentine's cards. So here we are. We're going to be using a couple of different suites from the January through July catalog, but specifically they're all a couple different sets in the Sweet Talk suite. And this suite has a bunch of different things. I don't even have everything, but I love this paper. It's bright, it's cheery. You can use it obviously for more than just Valentine's. These are little suckers. I don't know if you can tell that on here. Isn't this cute? This one you could do for love of anything. And this one are those little candy hearts. And the die set can actually cut out some of these hearts. So I haven't taken the time yet to do that, but isn't that cool? So you can have them all there and ready. You don't have to stamp them at all. And the stamp set is one of our distinctive stamp sets. And if you're not familiar with those, they are really fun to use because it's like they create shading without you really having to do anything. And so that can be really fun. So we're going to use a whole bunch of these today because one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to make our own, getting a little hoarse today, we're going to make our own paper. So when you run out of that beautiful paper, doesn't this look like it could be in the set? Because that's one of the papers. And then this one is the other one that we're making, and I've already got it dirty, so let's get that little smush off of there. There we go. Oh, the other thing I forgot that comes in this set, which is the iridescent rhinestones. Look at those. Aren't those pretty? And you can see a few on here. I'll probably put a few on here later too, but that obviously goes with everything. So I don't know if you've noticed the other thing that's on here is that this heart was cut out of here. And that is another set that comes in this suite. It starts on page 8. And this set, whoops, here we go. Here's the other set that comes in the suite. And this set has, what's really cool is this dynamic embossing folder that when you put this little heart in here and it stitches, I don't know if you can see that, but it also cuts out this heart at the same time. And that's how we got this cut out. So let's get to it. I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to make this one first. And this one's actually pretty simple because it's taking that embossing folder, and that's pretty much the star of the show. Oh, here's the other dies that come in that set. We're not using the stamp set today. So this is what we're going to use to, hold on, got too much stuff here, just right off camera that you probably can't really see yet. Hey Jody, thanks for coming. All right, so we're going to use this 3D embossing folder. Like I said, see how this doesn't move when you get it in the right place? And then we're going to put this in here like that. Now, obviously you can't see, is this straight, is it what? But once you fold it like that, you can see, okay, it's not quite centered yet. So we'll move it over. That looks better. And I don't know if you can see this. I'll show you when we are done. But Stampin' Up, oh wait, you can probably see it here better. It does give you a line here. Can you see that? And that line helps you line up your paper straight. All right, so we're taking my old Big Shot here. And I'm honestly not sure if I put a shim on here or not, so we're just gonna wait and see. Nope, looks like it's going through like this. If you had one of these nice new Stampin' Up ones, it would slide through way easier than that. Okay, so see that now? Here's the magic. Because you take this off, you take off that die, and the magic is you've cut it, you've got it stitched here, and you've got this other little part that we're gonna put to the side and use for our next card. So this, I forgot to measure this piece. What is this piece? I believe it's 3 3/4 by 5. And we're just gonna take just a regular half a sheet of paper. I like to use the thick basic white. I just think it makes a nicer card than the regular basic white. And then if you haven't seen this paper before, this is the Pattern Play paper. You can only get it if you place an order over $150 or with a party that goes over 150 because you have to be a host to get it. But it's this huge packet of paper, and it has all these bright colors, and the backs are all these different black and whites. I didn't really get it ready, but so if you see that black and white one, pretty, 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 black and white, pretty, you know, really bright, vibrant colors. And I can't remember if this is like $15 or $17 with your, once you get above 150, you can do that. All right, so this is a page out of it. You can color this black and white, but you know, black and white checks are just classic. I know I'm gonna use this one up pretty quickly. So this is just 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to attach this one, but we're going to attach this one using dimensionals. If I can find my dimensionals. Now, I used a ton of dimensionals on here. You could also use the foam tape and just do it all the way around. But I wanted to just, you know, make sure it stuck down well and stayed raised up. Because if you don't put enough of these on, it's going to get smushed down when it goes through the mail for sure. Oops, got that one already. But just, you know, in the envelope. So this is raised up on dimensionals. Okay, then we have our little heart in the middle, and we didn't stamp that yet. So let's just get, this is just a little piece of scrap paper and a little bit of red, because how can you make a Valentine's card? Whoops, we need our foam under here because these are all photopolymer. Now, honestly, there is a die to cut this out, but to me, it was so easy to just, you know, cut it like this. It just didn't seem to me to, when I did it with the die, it didn't seem to cut it any better than I can cut it. Now remember, we all learned how to cut in kindergarten, and you move the paper, not your scissors. So the paper gets moved, your scissors stay relatively still. Okay, and then I just glued this down in the middle. You could raise it up on some dimensionals if you wanted to, but I thought, don't tell my husband, this is what he's getting for Valentine's Day, because to me the black and white and red is pretty classic for a mail card. And then we've got this cute little check. This is also from the annual catalog. I alternate making my bows either like I just did with the rabbit ears, make the two, and then pull it through. Versus the more traditional way. And then, oh shoot, I don't have a glue dot here. All my stuff got moved into the other room. But if you had a glue dot, I would glue this down with a glue dot, but I don't. So we're just going to use some regular glue here and just make sure it gets to sit for a little bit. And then we're going to take some of those, remember those iridescent rhinestones that I showed you earlier? And we're going to take some of those little ones. There are 3 different sizes on here, but I use the little ones. So one there, one down here, And one over here. And you can, you know, obviously rhinestone the heck out of it if you want. I know my husband's already going to tell me, guys, don't do rhinestones. Why are there rhinestones on here at all? But hey, what the heck? Rhinestones are good, right? All right, so that's one card. We got our husbands ready to go. So let's move that out of the way. And then the other card, I already lost my other card. There we go. Was this card. And remember I said I was going to have us make some DSP, Designer Series paper, on our own. So this does look very much like all of the papers I just showed you. And so what I did to figure out coloring is I just used the colors that were in that paper, but we're gonna make our own here. So the way I did this is this piece of paper is twice the size of what I really need. It's 8 inches by 5 1/4. I found that when I was just working on a small piece, that I really had trouble getting what I wanted because it just seemed so, I don't know, so teeny. So first thing I'm going to do is take the Love You stamp that we just used, but now I'm doing it in black, and just stamp it randomly. Okay, but I'm trying to keep it, you know, right side up so that when you see the card, these aren't going to be all different directions. And then we're going to take this big heart, and if you can see, I'm basically starting with the larger of the whoops, that's got some smush on it. See, you see that? But we don't want that on our card. The larger of the images, and make sure that they're just randomly spread about and that some of them do go off the paper. I remember when somebody taught me this, it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but if you have any wallpaper, if anybody has any wallpaper left in their house, go look at your wallpaper. Now this is Pool Party, and I've got the little X and O's. If you look at your wallpaper, the wallpaper goes all the way up to the edge. It doesn't stop at the edge. Oops, we got some on the block again. Keep something handy when you're stamping to wipe off stuff like that. Okay, I think I need one over here because, remember, this is going to get cut in half. All right, so that's our hugs and kisses. Now we got these green lines. I don't know if any of you watched me. I made, when we had those frames and textures stamp set for the last celebration. We did something like this with those, and that's what this kind of reminded me of. And again, notice how they're not all going the same direction. Some are on, some are off. Okay. And just kind of random. Keep going, Robin. Like I said, we're using almost every single thing on here, except I'm now realizing I don't have what I used on the inside, so I'm going to have to do that later. And you will have to tune in to my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, if you want to see the inside and to get these measurements, because I don't have the little Happy Valentine's Day sentiment. Don't know. I think it's with my other, remember I said that we did this for our stamp class this weekend. So there were a couple other cards that we made, and I think it's with them. So sorry about that, but I will describe it. And now I'm going to some of the smaller stamps, and those you just kind of fit in. Try not to do that. Try not to overlap things. Again, I'm noticing I'm starting to get stuff on the block. It's fun how this just kind of, you know, fits in spots. I think that's enough. And then one more, which is these little teeny dots. I think they meant these dots to go like on the little hearts and stuff. Hey, Liza. But I don't know, they look to me like they're supposed to go on flower centers is what they look like. But this is, oh, that was Blushing Bride. That was Granny Apple Green. Now we're doing some Petal Pink. Okay, and the other thing, I remember I said I don't have everything here. I don't have my Stampin' Up! Cutter, but I have my big cutter, so you're going to have to wait for just a second here because I'm going to go cut this in half. So, talks amongst yourselves. Okay, a little off-camera work here. So all I did was cut this in half, and now this is going to go on the front of our card, and I'll have an extra one to go on another card. So this is Real Red, half a sheet again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle. We will fold it in half and burnish. You guys started making any, I don't know which one I like better, but we're just going to use that one. We'll save that one for another day. You guys started making Valentine's Day cards? Hey, Kathy. Hi, Susan. Where are you guys watching from? Are you East Coast people, West Coast people? Isn't that just so cute, though? And then this is a piece of that paper that I was just telling you about. It's got that side, but that would be a little too busy. So that has a nice little background size. And this is 4 1/4 by, I want to say 2, nope, 1.5. This is one of those, oh, it's hard to cover up those cute little papers there. Okay, remember that heart from the other, that we cut out of the center of that other one? Now it's coming back. So that die set is kind of like a 2-for-1. Every one you cut out, you get another one. Of course, you could, you know, use it on the same card, either on the inside or also with the outside. But this one we're going to use here. And then the inside, I think I'm going to have to just show you the inside because I don't have the inside stamp. The Happy Valentine's stamp, like I said, I think is in the other room. And then I just put the purple heart, and I did stamp that off so that it kind of fades in the background. You can do this on almost every stamp set that Stampin' Up! Sells you. They're going to sell you something that you just kind of go, I'm not going to use that as much for background. Maybe would be good. It just helps on the inside of your stamp sets just to make them kind of cute. And then maybe too, we can take our envelopes. Again, let's bring back our, so this is the envelopes for these two, and maybe put some hearts on these envelopes. I mean, everybody's gonna know it's a Valentine card. It's Valentine's time. Oops, this one has a little smush on it somehow. But now, we'll bring them back in. We've got a couple little Valentines ready to go. Hey Noreen, hi Leslie. It's nice to see everybody. So we got our center one and we got our outside one. And we've got, you know, 2 Valentines ready to go in less than half an hour. You know, I'd pre-cut the paper, but that's about it. The rest is what we did together. And I just love that you can, you know, you can make this anytime, anywhere. You can even grab some of your old Valentine sets that maybe have other things in them, and that would get you all ready for a few Valentines, or just, you know, cut up the paper and such. But gorgeous little sets there. All right, so I'm going to turn you back up here if I can. Come on. There we go. Don't be scared of the fact that I look like I just walked through the desert, because I did. But we'll see you next week at the regular time, 1 o'clock Pacific time. And have a good rest of your week, everybody. Bye-bye.